Well, Merry Christmas again. It's the end of the day. It's been kind of a full day, you know, but we got invited by one of my wife's friends, and the lady, she's a hustler. She knows how to do stuff. And my mind, I had to write stuff down. I can't remember. I got about another month of this truck driving training. And if I pass, my foot hurt real bad trying to do the clutch. But you make a lot of money, but I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to hurt myself. And, I don't want to work 7 days. I like my little weekend job. But, more money, it make more. And then you earn more for your Social Security and you put more for your 401k, blah, 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 blah. But getting to the point of the video, we went over there and we just talking, having, getting along. And one of the guys there had I can't remember what name of it is now. I'll have to put in there a stand. I think it's called stand. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's called a Steam Deck. Okay. Today, I'm this old when I found out. Never heard of a Steam Deck before. But it's pretty cool. And I think the games are called Valve. Like a water valve. If you guys know what I'm talking about, don't make fun of me. I know I'm out of touch. But I had a PlayStation 3, got hit by lightning, and I didn't know for 4 or 5 years. When I went to give it to my son, I was going to sell it to him, and it wouldn't work. But it's called a Steam Deck. My son wants one. So the guy at the Christmas party was telling me all about it, and I was just like, wow. It looks really good. It looks better than the cell phone. And I think it was probably 8 inches across, maybe 6 inches, like that. And it looks like kind of looks like a cell phone or maybe a tablet attached to a joystick, like a big joystick, like Xbox or PlayStation. And I said, is it that? Is it this? And I was asking all kind of questions because I used to play PlayStation. Played a little bit of Xbox, but when I got mine, they used to overheat. But it looks pretty cool, learning about the Steam Deck. I try to remember that. All this information's in my head. So I was trying to figure out if I was losing my mind. That's one reason I do this channel. But I just can't remember stuff. And one person made the broccoli casserole. It was good. And I said, well, what'd you do? And he told me go to Ellen. There's, I've heard of Pinterest, TikTok, and YouTube, but Ellen something is supposed to have this recipe for broccoli casserole. And I said, I got to have it. And it had even the Ritz crackers on top for the crust. And he said he just did it in 25 minutes, baked it, and it's done. I was like, I love that stuff. So we learned about going recipes for Ellen, whatever that is, a Steam Deck, and then chips you put in to expand the memory, video games you can get online, and you download them to this device and you play it portable. Because I've been thinking, about doing a couple more days. I got a weekend job. I'm going for CDL training, but I've been out of work full-time since November 2022. I was laid off. I feel a little bit better, but I can't go back to hard production. So this guy, he also works at a cell phone place, and I think you make like $10 an hour plus commission. Got to do long shifts. And my wife hadn't been in the hospital since Thanksgiving. She had pneumonia. So this year she was in there 14 times. So maybe I could work a couple more days, but I got some issues. I don't know if I can stand up 10 hours straight. I can't. I had to sit down. And there's lots of jobs out here. Just finding something I can do that's not going to drive me crazy. And I don't want to, the more money you make, taxes in America, you earn more. Your Social Security be higher. Your top 35 years. And a lot of times I'm just sitting home bored. Now, if I was more interested in, I'd do YouTube more, but then had to have money. But if I make more money, my wife says, well, spend it all. Don't leave nothing at chance. If you leave $1 on the table, it's too bad. And I want to leave money for kids. So, difference in opinion. Sometimes the only way to have money is not have money, or nobody else know. And I don't have it, so I can't really lie. But it's kind of cool, to go somewhere like a little Christmas party or get together with friends. And, if you got good friends, it's good to be around friends that know stuff. Like, I remember my dad, and the older generation used to know how to get out here and hustle and make money, not drugs and all, but, well, as far as I know. But they used to, like, the curb needed the address number, and they'd paint it, clean gutters, physical stuff. And I can't do some of that stuff, or cutting grass. So I had to, with the internet, there should be a whole lot more, but it's competitive. And the jobs don't want to hire but certain folks for certain jobs. I don't know if it's, only certain people can do certain jobs, or there's so many people that need a job, or for the jobs they need to hire for, they want experience for those jobs. And the jobs they don't need any experience, nobody wants to work. So they need people, but then I can't stand up and do the production work. So go figure. But it's kind of cool, man. Just, I don't know. I watch TV, so I get a little exposure to the movies, and then they talk about AI, like A Murder at the End of the World. There's all this AI, so I'm exposed to technology and don't, read about some stuff and see Elon Musk robot, see the drones. You expose all that, but then somebody tells you something that's been out for a while, and you have no idea it exists. I feel like my parents, when they had the VCR, he used to flash 12, or the watch would have to be set. You just had to hold the mode button that flashed and set it. And that was just so hard for like my dad and that generation. The VCR would just flash 12 o'clock, 12. And they just put something in front of it and didn't worry about it. They didn't set the clock on it. So, I kind of feel like that. It's like, this, I can't even remember the name of the thing now. So I'm kind of worried if I'm getting a little bit of dementia and all, because I just said it within 6 minutes ago. See if I can remember it. It was I keep wanting to call it The Stand, but it's not The Stand, or it could be Sound. But I said it earlier, 6 minutes ago, but I'm not familiar with it. So it's hard to remember what this thing is called, but it looked pretty cool. And then Ellen, I didn't get the whole address. Anything important like that, I had to write it down. These smartphones, I can't even remember telephone numbers now. Maybe that's something to do with it. I got all this stuff in my head, and it's just useless stuff. So yeah, just going around people that know things, and hopefully they'll tell you their little secrets and all that. And just your friends, it pays to have friends that knows what's going on, and normally I don't have any friends like that. I watch YouTube. I watched all these when I was out of work a year, and then got a job, and then been out of work now another year, except the weekends. And I didn't do too bad. I made right under 20 just a weekend job. That's not too bad, but I'd like to make more, for necessities, instead of, well, what do we get this week? We eat out. We get toilet paper this week. We got to have that. I need creamer for my coffee. Man, my toothpaste is low. Instead of having to worry about those extra things. Or, if I had tires right now, but what I do. So, what do you do? So I'm thinking about all kind of stuff I could do kind of part-time. Then I got to watch out. Can't make too much because, wife has insurance and she has a lot of health problems. So you lose that, and then you get a job, and then you lose that, and then you're out of everything, because I don't have insurance. I used to, and it was nice. Well, I had it like 30 years. Now I hadn't had it for over a year, so I hadn't died yet. But yeah, man, you get older, your body changes, and that's hard enough keeping up with all the modern technology of your body. Not really, but just the aging. So I guess your reverse technology, you're getting like one of the Autobots. You can't just say, Autobots, roll out. You're like, you do that naturally just walking around. Or you feel pretty good, and then you get up and move, and you're like, holy cow, why won't this thing go where I'm going? But it's crazy, man. So I just thought I'd share that. You can learn a lot from other people, especially when you don't know anything. So hopefully you learn a lot, listen, and, to good stuff, not just the hazing at work where they want you to do kind of illicit videos and say they're going to pay you a lot of money, and then you call them out. Well, all of them get on that like a dog on a piece of meat, and then they aggravate you for months, and they still aggravate you, and you just go, man, and then they don't really get happy about it, but they still razz you about it at least once or twice a weekend. Is it worth losing that job to keep from getting hazed, I guess, or picked on? I don't know. But that new thing, whatever it's called, I can't remember, man. Good gracious. I want to call it I know stand ain't right, the sound. I'm losing it. I wanted a video of my progress. But, I remember what we did today. I didn't take a nap. I remember a lot of stuff. But I just had to keep it, it's just there. It's like, my head's gotten thicker as I've gotten older, and it absorbed all my hair. So it got thicker, and just information just bounces off now. It's like, and it's kind of cool. Like, I thought about doing the bus driving. Now, the good thing about bus driving, I would have to work 7 days a week if I keep a weekend job, only for 8 months. But I think I had to check it out. With that, you get, after 8 years, you would get a pension, or 10 years, something like that. You get a pension, maybe, $700 a month, depending on how much you work. That's just bus driver. Teachers make a lot more pension-wise. And, I'd only be like probably 700 every 2 weeks all year long, as long as I did it. But, you wouldn't have, you'd be busy all the time. You'd be able to schedule. Like, you go to work. I think you got to leave about 6 o'clock from the school after you do an inspection for about 3 hours, counting inspection, picking up students. And if you do part-time, you go home or do something else till 2:30 or 2 o'clock, do the other inspection, take the kids home, and then you park the bus and you go home. So, it's 5-6 hours a day, 180 days a year, time like 1561 in this area. And if I did it over here closer to the house, it'd be like $14 an hour. So almost $1.60 something cent less. But, it'd be only 5 schools compared to like 20 schools. But, you wouldn't be in all of them. But anyway, just something to think about. Substitute teaching. I sent a picture and I said, hey, would this be okay? They didn't respond. So I don't know if they're going to call me back. I've tried, I put in for like 215 jobs. Some of them I thought I was qualified for, but I don't want to work the weekends because I already make, the weekends, and it's pretty good. I've only missed 3 days this year, but I don't want to work 7 days a week, and I want to be flexible in case my wife has to go to the doctor again. Because when I work the weekends, I only miss 1 day on account of her being in the hospital. I couldn't come back from Charleston, so I missed 1 day there. But the other times, we just waited till I got off. But, if I had a job during the week, they're not going to put up with me going to the hospital. But hopefully she'll be healthy. But, right now I can be flexible. It's just tight. And you never know. YouTube might blow up. My kids think I'm boring. But I can talk to myself. I just thought I'd share that. Whatever that device I was talking about. There's so much information. It's hard to keep up with. And I can see, you had that, I forget what you call it. They had the DS and the PlayStation thing. And before that, they had like little games you'd buy, like $20. And it had like a little race car. And it had a lever and a little toy. And the screen would just roll. And you just had to move back and forth. It was like a analog game instead of digital. So they had those a long time ago, but now they're a whole lot more advanced. It's almost like having an iPhone for a video game with a computer. It's and he said it's like a Linux, if that makes any sense, a Linux machine. So I've heard of that, but I'm not familiar with the technology enough to really debate it. I just kind of listen and and he was talking to me, and then my son kind of knew what he's talking about, and they're about the same age, so conversation just kind of went between them two, and I was just like, what y'all talking about? So, I can listen, I can learn. It just take me a while. It's like a like the old motor firing, trying to get the information in my brain. And, if I even care, because I ain't played video games in a long time. If I could make money on it, I'd do it. But one guy told me he did some kind of gambling. I was like, what? I don't understand what he's talking about. He went to some kind of site. He gambled. He won some kind of sleeve. And then it was a skeleton, or armor, knife. But it's all on a computer. And somehow he sold it and got real money, and then he bought this thing. I was like, how'd you do all that? Here I am trying to figure out another person that was a side hustler, because I never think of these good ideas, She said, you got a truck? I said, yeah. She said, well, put an ad on Facebook. And I didn't pay for it. I did the free one. But they didn't like it. She said, put an ad on Facebook. Say you'll haul stuff, like $50 or whatever. And I know I probably should have went and printed the ad out, posted it different places, but I didn't get any responses. And Facebook's pretty big, And I was thinking, well, maybe nobody's got any money, or everybody's got a truck. So who knows? Trying to survive. It ain't as bad as it could be. But, I got a lot of time to sit here like, dun 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 dun. But yeah, man, getting around people that know stuff and hopefully they share, it's pretty cool. Even though you have no idea what they're talking about. So yeah, and you look back and see the food we ate tonight. It's pretty cool. Said, hey, how come we only hang out with these people once a year? We need to go by the house more. Well, I used to work all the time. But now I got free time. But then, wife is in the hospital. Here I am trying to do truck driving training now to the end of January. So if I pass that, probably today's Monday. So Wednesday, I got to start going over the pre-trip inspection again. Then I got to be able to drive it. And if he thinks I do well enough, or if he don't, that's it. And if I fail, I might get to do it another time. But if I fail, it might not be meant for me to do. But I could do the bus driving. I don't know. What do you do? But something will come along. Something will come along. But bus driving, I don't know. I can't come in today because I got to take my wife to the doctor. They're going to put up with it or they're going to fire me. So you don't want to be over-obligated to where you can't take a day off, And then you wonder why all these people still working in their 70s. They don't need the money, but they just working. And my teacher, he's 71, teaching truck driving training. And I'm thinking, why are you still working? And, he's got plenty of money. He went through a divorce, he still got money. He got a divorce at 65. And he said that his dad died at like 78 because all he did was sit around when he retired. He said, I don't want to do that. But then he's talking about retiring at maybe 74. So he still got 4 years. He can sit around and not do nothing, But it is, you got to, you get older, you got to take care of yourself. You got to get your steps in. And I watched I can't remember the name of the guy. I remember pictures better than words. But he was an Asian comedian. And he said, Taekwondo or Tai Chi or whatever, it's where all these older folks in Japan get in the field and they do the stretch. And he kind of made it, a little vulgar how he described it. I can't remember. But he said, you turn that way, put your hand that way. And he said, all that is, they're doing this to warm up for the Tai or Tai Chi or whatever. And he said, Tai Chi is a warm-up exercise. So he said, all they're doing is they're warming up to exercise, but he said, it's an exercise for old people. And I said, oh, that's what it is. I'm just getting old and I got to do the old people exercise. No more of that young hustle bustle stuff. Because you rip something now, you hurt for months. You don't just get over it like 2 or 3 days or take muscle pullers or whatever, you hurt for a long time. Then you got to work. Then they say, well, you're a safety risk. You're not healthy enough for this job. But yeah, man, learn what you can because you might need it if you can remember it. So hopefully, if I can't remember what all this stuff is, I can go back and watch this video and say, oh, that's what I was talking about. So I'm going to label this video somehow like important information and try to have it in the title. And then if I can't remember what it is, I go back, watch the video and say, oh, that's what I was talking about. If I can remember what I'm talking about when I tell myself, hey, that's what it was. So anyway, y'all have a Merry Christmas. Hope y'all can remember stuff better than I can. And, just chilling out. Enjoy life. Enjoy your family. That's what it's all about. Trying to make all these experiences positive and help others, you grow and just enjoy the experience. And the way I believe, through Jesus Christ. And that's kept me. And so many times that going along, and he just carries me through it, whether I can remember anything or not. So he's helped me through. And he'll help you too, And y'all stay cool. And thank y'all for watching.